Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Danny says the tamales in a rundown gas station somewhere in Oklahoma. Dude, I don't know if I'd have trusted that than to get on the road, man. It was warm.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd trust tamales out of Oklahoma.
That's awesome.
All right, guys, quick cuts from the Daniel Green, a.k.a. Danny Diesel podcast, coming right up. Hope you enjoy. If you haven't done it yet, guys, hit the like button. Come on, make a comment. Tell us how much you like this stuff. Let's go.
So your life isn't much different than most folks. You're just getting to live the dream, is what you're saying.
It's a dream. It's a dream to some, but it's a nightmare to others.
Right?
It takes a lot to keep the program running. I like I said, I sit behind the desk about 8 or 9 hours a day, marketing myself, selling myself, pretty much selling my story.
Yeah, that's cool, man. And then I have this question here. It's like, doing this full time, what is something you'd tell someone that is wanting to live that lifestyle?
If you are out here and want to do and live this lifestyle, make good friends with people that have a lift.
That's the best one yet. Dude.
Hey, man, your best friend better have a lift is all I can say.
Yeah, and you better have friends all over the country. Because, like, working
that have a lift.
Yeah, yeah. So, it's like an LS setup. I mean, I don't know what those engines weigh, but, like, they're a lot lighter than a diesel for sure.
Yeah.
That stuff is heavy stuff.
Yep.
So let's spin off into some drag and drive event stuff.
Okay.
Like I've said, we met on race week. We met, I think, day 2. We were at the same hotel and hanging out. And obviously the truck is it's awesome. It's drawing, people were all over it all night. It was super cool. And then we're going to see each other on Sick Week, which I'm super pumped about.
That's going to be fun.
I'm co-piloting for Sick Week, so I'm hoping to ride in like 2 or 3 different cars every day. Would be my goal, to kind of pop in to some stuff between checkpoints or something like that. I'm riding with Justin Chestnut, so
okay.
He'll be by himself a little bit. I'm trying to figure out if we put a third seat in the car, does his wife just ride with us? And then she can pop up front while I hop in with somebody else. You know what I mean? So we may we're doing some
there. You know what you could do? You say you want to ride in, 2 or 3 vehicles a day. Like, just at one of the checkpoints, have a sign right there that says "Racer in need of a ride." Yeah. Someone's gonna pick you up,
Oh, yeah.
Or get dropped off on the side of the road and just have a sign up there. Like, someone's gonna have more than 2 seats in their car, so they'll pick you up. That's what I would do. I would do that. I would have a sign right there that says "Racer need a ride."
Yep. I'm gonna come up with something like that. Just a little cardboard sign. Not homeless, need ride.
Yeah, not homeless. I need a ride, or co-pilot got kicked out and give me a ride. Something like that.
Yeah, no longer co-pilot in car number 1.
Yeah. I think that's what I would do, because that's just going to add to your adventure. You stand out on the road. You stand out on the road for 30 minutes holding a sign.
Yep.
The thing is. Go ahead.
I was going to say, somebody's going to pick me up, and then Carl Steamy says, show some skin for that ride.
Exactly, dude. We're going to be in Florida, bro. You can have Daisy Duke shorts on. It's like, I need a ride.
No, nobody wants to see that. Nobody wants to see that, I promise.
All right. Well, okay. Just saying, awesome. You could.
Danny here says, your chance to be on my podcast show. I'm hoping that's what he means by, I'm hoping that's what will be on my sign. Be on TV,
You could, you very much could do that.
Yeah. Danny says no shorts, no shorty shorts, dude. And I think we probably answered it earlier, but what's your favorite part of the drag and drive events?
My favorite part of the drag and drive events, Rocky Mountain Race Week is still kind of a blur to me, but my favorite part is there's a lot of celebrities, YouTubers that go to these events, but what I learned is they're just people like you and me, man.
Yep.
It's
so cool to end up at a gas station with some of the more famous folks and just be talking, just like your regular dudes at the gas station. That's pretty neat.
Yeah, like I was shooting the stuff with Mike Finnegan there for like 30 minutes in the staging lanes. Yep. I'm pretty good friends with Brent over at PFI Speed, so hanging out with them, walking up to Alex Taylor and just having a casual conversation with her.
Yep.
Like that, honestly, when you're at the racetrack, your social media status, like when it comes between racers and racers, it's not there. Everybody's there to do the same thing, have the same amount of fun.
Yep. And I'll say that too about like what I found was lunchtime and gas stations were the best time to talk to, that level of folks and really anybody, because like, when a lot of those guys, when they're at the track, it's business. For me, I mean, I'm not a racer. We did some racing, but I'll co-pilot from now on. My brother is a way better driver than I am. So he will pilot stuff in the future and I'll just ride.
Right.
So,
right.
And I'll just
even meeting you, I was like, because I've seen your car around then I seen it in the hotel. And I was like, and then you guys kind of backed in. I was kind of a little bit gun shy there for a second. I was like, that's that one guy. I've seen that guy before.
That's the guy that annoys everybody all over the place.
Yeah. We drove the first night of race week, my brother and I were like, hey, we should probably put some street miles on this thing because it's never been on the street. And
dude, are you serious? That's crazy.
Dude, that truck has never hit the street, like not even around the block, nothing. So we put the street tires on it off of the 2019. We put the street tires on it. We said, hey, you know what? Let's just go for a little street drive. We'll go down to the hotel where everybody says that they're hanging out because we're part of the little group there, and we'll just roll up there. And yeah, we showed up, man, and I was a little bit shy there for a second, but once we got the ball rolling, I just felt like family.
Dude, it's crazy how you can be drawn into that group of folks. Like the 301 guys were all there. That was a ton of fun. So to paint the picture for everybody, we're at this hotel. It's like 4 or 5 stories tall. You pull in the front, and it's packed with normal cars, except for the grass and like some of the side spots. But the front is like vans and kind of cars. There's some cool stuff up front, but nothing wild. You pull around back, and it's like race car city back there, and like 40 people hanging out in the middle of the parking lot. Just standing back there talking. I mean, there were some beers going around. It's so much fun. It's like the vacation you need. Like people need to lay back.
It was a blast.
Yep.
And we met you guys. We met Red Hat Scotty there that night, and we just hung out. And yeah, that was the spark of the movement.
Yeah, dude, that week was crazy town. So, for everybody that's watching that hasn't seen all of my race week stuff, we lost Overdrive day 3. Day 4, we're like limping along. I think we see you guys somewhere, and you're like, hey, change the trans fluid. We saw you at Kicker, I think. Change the trans fluid. That's what helped us, because you guys had already changed your trans fluid in the truck once or maybe twice, 3 times. Yeah.
3
so,
times.
And that's what's hard for people to get is like, dude, it's not even if you have a dialed rig, driving that many miles is hard on stuff.
Yeah,
and changing fluids is interesting because everything's hot. You don't have time for it to cool down for 3 hours and then change the fluid.
No, you don't, because on 2.0, you're racing every single day.
Yeah. Donovan's saying that wasn't fun because you guys did one of the changes I know of on the side of the road, right?
Like
in a parking lot or something.
In a parking lot, yeah, we did one of the changes in the parking lot, and then the other change was both the other changes were at the drag racing there.
That's crazy.
So, but you know, the driving of the vehicle wasn't that. I don't think it is what beat up our vehicles that much. I think it was the Oklahoma roads, man.
Yes, dude, they were brutal. It was, I think, in the right lane, every section of concrete was like an inch higher. And it was just pop for an hour.
Yeah. Yeah. So I don't know how your car rides. It might ride fairly decent, you know.
Oh, it's a Grand Marquis, dude. We're plush, man. We're good.
Yeah. So imagine riding in, the rear tires were inflated up to 80 pounds because remember I took them off the tow truck because I didn't have any other tires. Yeah. So they were 80 pounds rock solid. We had coilovers. That were fully tight. Dude, it was like, honestly, it was pretty rough, man. It was just, we were getting beat to crap. I had one of my 4-link bars break. My fuel cell broke. My transmission went out. But you know what? We adapted and overcame all those obstacles, my brother and I. Yep. And you know, there was a couple heated moments in there where I was like, he got a little upset with me, but you know, we persevered through it all, and we're still brothers to the day.
That's awesome. So I'll ask this too, because I asked him, I think a couple weeks ago, how much, as adult brothers, it's hard to spend that much time together, you know? So like for Steven and I, it had been years since we had been that much time together. Danny says, try being on a motorcycle with those roads. It was much
he's just throwing wheelies the whole time, probably.
Dude, I can't imagine. I cannot imagine doing a motorcycle on race week, and then 2, obviously riding a motorcycle on some of those roads. So had you guys spent a bunch of time together previous to that, or are you kind of like every other adult brother combo and you see each other at, vacations and holidays and things like that?
Well, I won't get too far into it, but my brother and I, we through our childhood, we were very distant.
Gotcha.
So, it was just been about the last 10 years that him and I have actually gotten closer.
That's
but
cool.
I don't think I've lived with him off and on as my adventures have gone through life, but I can't say that we've spent that much time together in the last 10 years, like sleeping in hotels together, a full week together. It tested our brotherhood a couple times.
Yeah, dude. Hey, and it's so stressful. But then at the end of the week, just like you said earlier, it's a blur. Like I have to document that stuff because I don't remember how things happen.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm like, on Thursday. Oh no, it was actually Wednesday. Oh no, actually that was Monday, because you lose all track of your life that week. It's so crazy.
For sure. Yeah.
The only thing I know is follow all the other cool cars and we're going to race that night.
No, the thing is, dude, is we we're not very how do I say this properly? Following the directions on paper wasn't very easy for us. Let's just say that. you know?
Yep.
So when we broke down, and guys, keep in mind, okay, at Rocky Mountain Race Week, you literally have to drive like 200 miles and then race and then pack up all your stuff and try to figure out where you're going to stay the night. And then tomorrow you have to do it all over again. There's no break in between this. Okay.
Yep.
So, navigating those roads were awfully challenging until we met a couple road weekers.
Oh,
and we met a guy named Mark Edwards. I've seen his comments come up here.
Yep.
And his future son-in-law, we met him. And we actually met him in a very trying time because our fuel cell was broke and it was leaking all over the parking lot of O'Reilly's.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it cracked. And Kuda Rich, I think his name is. Kuda Rich. He showed up and he's like, hey, here, you can borrow my fuel can. I'm like, yeah, dude, it's not E85 or gas, it's diesel. You sure we can borrow your can? He's like, yeah, man, no problem. It's not going to be an issue. So we drained the fuel cell, and as we were draining the fuel cell, Mark and his son-in-law showed up, and they pulled up like right behind us. And I was like, and they got out, and they're all happy-go-lucky, and we're like frowning down, you know, we're got our broke truck, and we got to talking, and Mark's like, oh, dude, we'll stick with you guys this week. It seems like you guys, you know, need our help. We'll just stick with you guys. And I'm like, oh, man, dude, I was thinking in my head, I'm like, dude, I hope this guy's not freaking annoying. How are we gonna try to ditch this guy? Yep. You know, because you don't like.
Hey, dude, it's a fine line to walk with. Like, do you try and shuck them, or like, do you just hang out with the, you know, if they're annoying, do you hang out with them just because they're folks that are going to be around? You know, I'm
well, it was that, but I was also like. Under the idea, like, I'm the only drag diesel guy there. Was this guy kind of wanted to just hang out with me and just try to be cool, or what was his alternative motive, you know? And come to find out, dude, and I don't know if this is in the rules or not, but if we broke the rules, I'm sorry, but we followed Mark the whole way.
That's awesome. I don't think that's against the rules. I think that's fine.
Okay, because if it wasn't for Mark and Mark Edwards and his son, dude, or his son-in-law, we would have been up shit creek. Like, it was bad. And they guided us to Summit, and we went in Summit. And when we came out of Summit with the new fuel cell, Mark had a canopy over the back of our truck, and Mark spoiled us the whole week. And like I said, I'm not sure if that's against the rules. But I can tell you, they never helped us. Mark never helped us. He just somehow the canopy got over my truck.
Well, they set it up. You backed under it. I mean, I get how it works.
Yeah, I thought it was a courtesy thing, so I just pulled. You know, I was just there. So.
Summit did that. Yeah, he's a good dude. Yeah. We were parked next to you guys at Mid America, Mid America Dragway, and. Super nice guys. He came over a couple times checking on us, making sure we were okay. We were over under the cart trying to get the trans fluid changed. And the cool thing I would say about race transmission pans is typically they have a drain. The shitty thing about having a factory transmission pan on a 03 Grand Marquis is there's no drain plug.
Oh.
So, like, you've got to make the mess. So, like, it just took forever. So I'm like trying to drain it so slow so I'm not making this huge mess on their parking lot.
Yeah.
And we got it done without making something crazy. But literally the second I pull it down, there was like a quart left in it and it flips and everywhere. So then I was laying in it, fixing it. You know what I mean?
Oh man. I remember giving you that advice, but I thought you had a drain plug.
Yeah, hey man, no worries. When the LS goes in, it'll have a drain plug for sure. I mean, did I say that out loud? I think I said that out loud. The good thing is it already has a turbo, so we already have a ton of turbo LS stuff. So
There you go.
if people sign up for our Patreon, the LS swap will come a lot faster. Bad Tree Productions here says, what was the best gas station food on the trip?
The best gas station food on the trip was
Mark Edwards here saying QT Pizza. Dude, I had some of the best corn dogs ever. One from QT and then another janky gas station we stopped in somewhere in Oklahoma.
Yeah, that's right. Because Mark was with us when we changed the trans fluid in the parking lot, and his son-in-law actually went over and got a pizza and brought it over. So yeah, it was probably the pizza was the saver that day, for sure.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
One other thing too, thinking about tempers earlier, and Carl Steamy said him and his co-pilot almost fought in 2012 drag week. A lot of times it's food related. Your blood sugars are low, you're drinking nothing but water, you're flushed out, and you're hot, you know. Oh man, Alita, Buc-ee's. I didn't think about Buc-ee's.
Buc-ee's is good,
yeah.
but when you're in a desperate need of a QT pizza,
yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Danny says the tamales in a rundown gas station somewhere in Oklahoma. Dude, I don't know if I'd have trusted that than to get on the road, man. It was warm.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd trust tamales out of Oklahoma.
That's awesome.